What it is, what they do, this is Orion, aka Brass Balls, bringing you another episode of Deep Dive Tape Stash. And this one right here is a gem, I must say. This is in honor of the J Dilla week that is upon us. And this is the Pharcyde Runnin. I was happy to find this at a thrift store. Got very lucky. And before I go into this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Orion Hip Hop. I would greatly appreciate it. Drop a comment, a like, repost. I appreciate all of that. And appreciate everybody who comments and hits me up about this, man. Shout out to all of y'all, for real. It's been an honor to do this. So, let's talk about this Pharcyde Runnin. This is off of their second album. This was the first single. Runnin was the perfect follow-up to what stapled them in hip-hop forever, which is Passing Me By. The subject matter on Runnin is very relatable, and that's pretty much what you get when you listen to the Pharcyde. That's what people love about this particular group of MCs. The four MCs have an uncanny ability to take subject matter so simple that everybody could relate to it. You feel me? Now, one thing I'm gonna say about this is, like, the original is where it's at. That's the one we all fell in love with. Now, for whatever reason, the label and the group maybe decided that they're gonna put the extended mix as the first track. The extended mix is actually the remix of it. And J Dilla, which at that time was going by JD, sampled the Gap Band's Yearning for Your Love. And it's a cool remix, but when I hear that sample, I just think of Nas's Life's a Bitch. Sometimes I may think of Paris's track Out of My Life. But for real, I'm always thinking about Life's a Bitch, man. And it's the smooth mix, which is track 2 on this tape, is actually the original that we all know and love. It's got that Stan Getz Bossa Nova sample flip. It's everything, you know. And matter of fact, Tracklib has a special breakdown episode that they did on this track. So you could go peep that. If you're checking this out on my Instagram, you won't be able to get that link, but if you're checking this out on my YouTube description box, you'll get the link to the Tracklib episode where they break down the beat for Runnin, produced by the great legendary J Dilla. So check this out. Although this beat is nothing but dope-ass flavor, you gotta give the Pharcyde props, man, because the melodies they supplied on this was next level from what they did on Passing Me By, and really made the beat even bigger than what it was. I mean, Mad Skills has a story where he talks about having this particular beat on a beat tape that J Dilla had given to him, and he passed up on this beat. And I'm kind of glad he did, because I don't think he would have finessed it how the Pharcyde finessed it. Much respect to Skills, but I just think what the Pharcyde did on this was so dope with the harmonies and melodies that they supplied on it. You feel me? And even the subject matter. So I have this actually not just on tape, but I got blessed by DJ El Abstracto. He gave me this on vinyl as well, so it's a big shout out to the homie. When I initially got this tape though, and I saw the front cover, I thought that was Biz Markie, but much to my surprise, it's not Biz Markie. The back of the tape credits photo of Big Boy as B+. Don't really know who that is, but maybe it's somebody that was really cool with the group, or maybe somebody at the label. Not too sure. Now, I also like that they got creative. Instead of side A and side B spelled S-I-D-E, they spelled it C-Y-D-E. I thought that was fresh, given that it's a Pharcyde. So on the second side of this, you got Drop. Drop was the second single off Labcabincalifornia. And before I even get into Drop, Labcabincalifornia, for me, I enjoyed that album a lot more than their first album. I feel like they were a lot more polished, and the sounds and beats off Labcabincalifornia are more my steez. That's all I'm just saying. To each his own. Now, what's interesting about this is that Drop itself contains samples from an artist known as Dorothy Ashby, a song called Django. And Tracklib also did a sample breakdown on this one as well. And this really goes into the genius of J Dilla. This is a sample flip that he did in chopping, getting a good 2 chops from the sample, and then placing them backwards in reverse, and that's what you're hearing right there. I also thought it was interesting that not only for Runnin, he sampled Run DMC's Run, and for Drop he sampled Beastie Boys' Drop. So I think that was cool that they both kind of had those things in common. If you go back and listen to Dorothy Ashby Django, it might sound a little similar to you as some other notable samples. For example, Davina So Good sampled that same song, but not by Dorothy Ashby, some other artist that covered that same song. And E Rule, who's a favorite of mine, has a song called The Real Me, which is one of my favorite E Rule tracks, and he sampled that same song, but not by Dorothy Ashby. In fact, it was done by the Modern Jazz Quartet. So y'all could go peep that. I'm gonna put links for those two songs down below, because both them tracks are gems. But anyways, getting back to this tape, I like the fact that it has the instrumental for Runnin on it. If you've been watching these episodes, you know that I'm a big fan of tapes include these singles, should I say, containing instrumentals, acapellas, special remixes, and all of that. I do wish they would have had the Drop Beat Miners remix. That would have been dope. Lastly, I'm gonna just say this. I can't not touch on this, but Drop had a video for it as well, directed by Spike Jones, in which the fellas are walking and rapping backwards throughout the whole video. Now, I don't know if Spike Jones picked up on the fact that the sample was being played backwards, and that's why he decided to do a video like this, because he's credited as the visionary behind the video. Or maybe somebody at the label or somebody mentioned to him that it's a sample being played in reverse, and maybe that gave him the idea. If nobody from the label told him that, and no artist told him that, and it's his own, maybe he picked up on it on his own, which goes to his genius, So there you have it. This was the breakdown of the Pharcyde Runnin Deep Dive Tape Stash. Another episode in the canon. I am Orion, aka Brass Balls. Go check out my music on my channel. I would really appreciate that as well. And also, I got an album dropping very soon, Death Comes in Trees, with my brothers Money Mowgli and DJ XS. We're gonna drop that March 1st. We got an album release and everything coming, so stay tuned with me. Keep it locked. Appreciate y'all. Peace.